going
live
woman.
on the air. We're going live, and you're trying to check messages before the show even starts.
Yes. Hello.
So
Welcome to this week's episode of TV Tuesday. It is Tuesday, right?
Blakey's in blue.
Tuesday. You copied me.
I was wearing my blue shirt first.
Mine says robots in disguise because he's wearing a mustache. So you can't
he's
see
wearing a what?
A mustache.
Okay.
Like this.
Mine says making a Blockbuster night.
Nice. Mine's a Transformer.
Mine's a Blockbuster shirt. Anyway, go.
Welcome to this week's episode of TV Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching us exclusively on YouTube, where the noisiest snack in the world is about to come out. Please check out our website, HollywoodMatrimony.com. Obviously, check us out on YouTube at Hollywood Matrimony, on Facebook at Hollywood Matrimony, on Instagram at Hollywood Matrimony, and you can find us on the Twitter at Hollywood Matter, MATR, because they limit your character count. Do you have the little worm from Star Trek?
I think so.
What were those things?
I had it like my ear itched, and then I scratched it, and then you know how you get like a flake of skin or something falls?
No.
You know, you get like earwax or something in your ear, and then like a little piece. It's like the floppy booger that you get in your nose when you breathe, and it goes.
That I know the floppy booger. That I know.
You've never had a piece of like flake in your ear, like a piece of wax or something.
Maybe
that just kind of move around.
I'm fixing my hair.
Stop acting like you're suddenly the cleanest person in the world.
No, I've had a little piece of
once every 6 years.
A flake come out of my ear before.
Okay, well that's what happened.
You were trying to shake it out.
I was trying to shake it.
Shake it up, baby.
So this has nothing to do with our show, but one of my senior students gave us this oats and chocolate chewy bar, so I decided to eat one. It's fiber one.
But that means you're gonna have to go.
I need the fiber.
Taste it and let me know what it tastes like.
I bet it tastes like fiber.
You be Mikey and try it.
It's gonna taste like senior fiber.
Oh, goodness. Ooh, it's very chocolate looking.
Oh, look at that side. It looks more tantalizing.
Chocolate drizzle.
This side looks tantalizing. This side looks like somebody else. Would you not read your work mails while we're trying to talk to the audiences about Dookie bars?
Oh, I'm getting a call.
What the hell? I'll answer that. I don't know what that is.
Nope, they hung up.
Oh, God. Okay, I'm going to eat that. I was eating a brick. Okay. Failed experiment.
Are they expired or anything?
Oh, no. I don't know. Why don't you go ahead and talk? I'll look into it.
Okay, so this week, since it's TV Tuesday, we were always talking about TV shows.
1990.
I don't remember if I talked about this last week or not, or was just excited that it was coming out, but it's a TV show called My Feet Are Killing Me. And as you guys know, I'm a fan of Tobro, of Pimple Popper, all of these kind of gross things. And now My Feet Are Killing Me, we're dealing with actual mass foot problems, not just toes or little infections. There was this lady where like her whole foot was diseased and they needed to cut it off and see if it was going to regrow. It is not for the faint of heart.
They cut her feet off?
They cut like, here's my foot.
Nobody wants to see your gross foot.
All this out, but it was hinchado like this of just ulcer.
It was Machado, the jiu-jitsu guy?
It was hinchado. It had grown up. It had cuts and sores and blisters and ooze, and so they cut it all off.
Not okay.
And then they put some of that new fake skin cells on it to see if it would regrow. It's very interesting. As I was saying, it's not for the faint of heart. If you get kind of nauseous easily or nauseated by medical procedures, this may not be the show for you. But I enjoyed it. I hope you will check it out. It's called My Feet Are Killing Me. It's on, what's that TV? What's the station with all those stuff on them? TLC.
Every channel?
TLC. There you go.
You just described every TV channel. What's that station with all the stuff on it? Let me just tell you. That is something special.
All right.
Look at the inside of it.
Mm-mm. It's all fibrous.
It tastes like.
Should I just taste it?
Yeah, let's look at you taste it.
Let me post it. I'm taking a short break.
Don't even post a break. Just come on. Come on, we got a show to do here.
Okay.
It's like eating a protein bar, like the old school ones that have the mushy grit. Yeah.
But how can oats and chocolate be chalky?
There's something else in there, sister.
That's fiber.
Or
is there coconut?
I don't think so. Let's see. This whole show turned into the thing about this bar. Cocoa.
Cocoa's okay, but cocoa.
Palms. Baking sodas, vegetable oils, nitroglycerin. I don't see any coconuts, but whatever. All right, sorry about that.
Sorry, we got totally distracted.
Sorry about that.
All right, so that was my first show. What do you got?
All right. Well, the other shows. Well, I've actually this is an old show that I'm revisiting.
Mm-hmm.
That's from you. Pray from you biting that thing just now.
It left like an entire flake of weird dust on me. That's not normal.
So next month on Disney Plus,
That's okay.
Clone Wars is coming back with what they're saying is the final season. So I guess it's meant to be a season to kind of wrap it all up, where it left a lot of things off and things like that. So I have gone back, and Disney Plus has all, I think, 6 seasons technically. It has 5 seasons, and then it had the one season that were known as the Lost Episodes that were on Netflix.
Yes.
Which I think is the only seasons you haven't seen is the Lost Episode season.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch
But I've decided I'm going back. I'm already into season 2 now. But I'm revisiting the entire series in preparation for the new season coming up next month. So I'm super excited. I forgot how good this show was.
It was good.
I mean, I loved it then, but it's funny because you always remember stuff from movies and TV shows, and you're like, oh man, I remember that episode of this, or I love this moment. It's like Evil Dead is a perfect example. 90% of everything people remember from the Evil Dead series is from Evil Dead 2, not Evil Dead 1.
Where the little things come crawling down out of the. Isn't there like these little things on the ground come crawling inside the cabin? Okay. No, I thought there was something else too. Whatever.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. So a lot of the stuff that I remember from Clone Wars is all from season 1. Like I'm in season 2, and no, I'm in season 2 now, and I remember the episodes, but they're not the ones that stand out outside of like Cad Bane, who didn't show up until the season finale of season 1, and now he's into season 2, and so it's interesting. But the show still holds up really well. The Disney Plus, I think everything they put on there is like in high def, because it looks way better than I remember it being when it was on TV or watching the Blu-rays, because we have those as well. But anyway, so that's what I'm revisiting right now. All the episodes of Clone Wars, because February 17th, the new season starts on Disney Plus, so I got to get ready. And we don't have any more Mandalorian right now.
So you needed something.
Regular Star Wars. It's got our final film. I'm seeing it one more time this weekend, and that'll be my final. Huh?
I'm tired.
From what? You haven't
watching
seen
it over and over.
This Sunday will be my number 7 time seeing it. But I'll be done seeing it in theater, and then we won't get any more Star Wars movies in theater for a while. But we do have the Obi-Wan series coming, Cassian Andor series coming,
which is going to be nice.
And then there's supposedly a mystery series coming as well, though nobody wants. But the rumor has it that it's a Dr. Aphra series. I don't know if that's true.
Dr. Aphra.
Dr. Aphra it'll be an awesome idea if they actually go with this. Again, it's probably just never going to happen. It'll be rumors. But Dr. Aphra is a comic character that came out of the Vader series. She's become super popular, and she got her own spinoff series. It just ended, and they're fixing to restart it. She is like a female Indiana Jones archaeologist, scientist type character. So her episodes would be all really probably more adventure stuff.
That'd be cool.
Because she looks for artifacts and things like that.
Is she Jedi or
no?
Nothing? She's just a person.
Just a person. But she's also not really a good person. So she's really
kind of out for herself.
She's selfish. So I mean, when we first meet her, she's working for Vader.
Oh, well.
And then she betrays Vader.
Is he like,
to go do her own thing, and then so the entire time she's running, Vader's determined to find her ass.
Oh.
And when they finally track her down in the series that just ended before they relaunched the new one. I know this isn't a comic show, but it's kind of about this. It's interesting because the series ended. It was taking place between Star Wars and Empire.
Is that the one where that storyline was?
I'm unable to perform that task.
The storyline was what?
With the old lady?
That was the Vader series with the librarian.
Yes.
Yeah, which did make me mad. I'm glad you brought that up, because that's
that series.
That's what I was going to talk about, because in Clone Wars, I just watched an episode with the librarian, and I'm like, here she is, here's my girl, because she's kicking major ass in the comic, and this guy shows up and punches her and knocked her out. I'm like, come on.
Well, whatever. Sorry.
But anyway,
I interjected and confused people.
So the series has gone this whole time with all of her adventures, and she's a lesbian and all these different things, and but it ended with her finally getting captured by the Empire again, then leading her getting some plans or whatever that they wanted, made a deal with her, and the plans are what led them to Hoth.
Oh,
and so now it has ended.
Connects
yeah,
together.
But she also has a protocol droid and an R2 unit, that are with her, and I always forget their names. But the protocol droid is like a blackish
Is
gray.
it an R2 unit?
He is, I believe.
R2 something.
But he's
Hey,
blackish.
R2.
He's blackish color. The protocol droid's blackish looking, just like Imperial type droids.
Mhm.
But they're both psychotic. Like the protocol droid, all he wants to do is torture and kill and skin people. And the R2 unit has like guns and all stuff that come out.
This is awesome.
Yeah, it would be the perfect series if they put them in. And Anthony Daniels could come back to play the crazy version of season 2.
That'd be so cool, man.
But I don't know if it's gonna happen. That's just been rumors. No, but there's
That's so
nothing validating that whatsoever. That's just more my hopes and dreams that it happens. And while I'm here, I hope Disney Plus, you now have a platform. When you bought Lucasfilm,
I don't think they're watching us right
hold
now.
on, I know you're watching Disney. No, when they bought Lucasfilm,
They might be.
they shelved a bunch of projects.
Yeah.
Originally supposed to get the live action TV series.
What
They
is that
shelved it.
little cartoon droid?
That's what I'm
thing?
referring to. Detours,
Oh, okay.
which we saw some clips of, like a little mini sizzle reel at Celebration.
One of the
Then
celebrations.
it got bumped. Well, they've shelved it because it was done. Like 30-something
Please
episodes.
release it.
Like 30-something episodes. But at the time they said, we're making new movies. We don't want to put anything out that's more of a spoof or comedy because we want to focus on the movies.
Okay.
I get that.
Gotcha.
We finished these movies, but we've also put out Resistance. You put out Star Wars Adventures. Now they got the little Rollerball YouTube for Kids channel
Yep.
thing. You're putting out silly things for Star Wars. Take those episodes, drop them on Disney Plus.
How?
Drop them on Disney Plus.
Online.
They're already finished. Why hold on to
Yeah,
them?
I would too.
Just throw them on Disney Plus. It
would.
doesn't cost you anything to release it. We get to see it for free, and I'll still love you.
Yeah.
Right now, I only partially love you. I'll really love you if I could see those. Poor Seth Green and all those guys worked so hard on that show for nothing. Nothing, I say. All right, moving on.
All right. So we were talking about psychotic things. Let's talk about one of my favorite shows, 60 Days In.
It is back.
On A&E. This is season what? Like,
I think six or
Six?
something like that.
I am so surprised.
And this is not the normal show. They've changed it
This
up.
one is crazy. They are in Alabama.
I don't remember, but it is a crazy. It's not like the previous season. There was danger and there was stuff going on, and you know that I obviously believe that they're probably a little more protected than we see in the show.
I
but
hope so, but
This season
it's
is the first time
insane.
that not only did they talk to them about, we see their cover story, see all their stuff, but they also show them teaching them self-defense and all that stuff because they know they're going to probably have to fight in this jail because there's so many fights and violence and weapons and things going on.
In this particular season, this is season 6. We are in, I don't know what county.
Doesn't matter.
But this one is.
We're in Violet County.
This sheriff has just taken over from the previous sheriff who was taking money
Yeah,
from the
apparently
funds.
corrupt.
They never did any searches in the jails.
Yes,
They
when they
didn't
came
do
in, they said they found
anything. So,
tons of
yes,
weapons
when
and
this guy
contraband.
came in, tons of contraband and drugs and weapons and all sorts of stuff. And so he's really trying to clean up the jail.
Yeah.
But they do have a massive fight problem. Violence.
Yeah, every sequence, and it also looked like from the trailer like that half the people already went out.
Yes.
Like
so,
we're one episode in, and they've only
I
just
was
started
just-
putting people in. And
that-
the trailer for next week or for the coming weeks, it shows everybody doing the signal
They're
to
like-
get out, and it's like, already?
Well, because the fact that they're teaching them self-defense because they're like, you are going to get in an altercation.
See, and
I'm like, what?
I thought about that in the previous seasons anyways. Like, why would you send them in there and not prepare them somehow for something?
Well,
Because even though they're not supposed to fight,
maybe we can be that one crazy guy that pretends to be sick to get put into
even
solitary.
though they're not supposed to fight, at some point, if somebody attacks you, there's a higher chance in prison
Mhm.
that somebody's going to attack you. And if they do, you need to at least know something, you know. And there's been people in the show that's been hit or that's been
Oh yeah,
jumped. And if they don't,
you got to fight
if
back.
they don't know what
though.
to do, then it's
You
gonna
got
be a
to fight
problem.
back, right? So they don't keep coming after you. I don't know, man. This is just insane, and it is over the top. And the first episode is called "I Should Have Stayed a Fan" because there's one guy that signed up because he's a super fan, and I'm like, "You're cray cray." So who knows? Woo.
All right.
All right. sorry.
That's still not really a lot to talk about. Just watch it. And you don't have to see any other
Oh
season.
my
Just
gosh,
jump in.
this exists.
Where's that at?
It's on A&E too.
All right, so what is that? They send people into the drug world?
Yes, this is 60 Days in Narcoland.
Well, we may be talking about that
Teams
next
go
week.
undercover in drug-infested areas in the Midwest.
Has it officially started? Oh, it's been on since last year.
Yes.
So,
Oh
all
my
right, we may be
gosh.
talking about that next week.
Oh Lord, so
All right.
stressed.
Well, another
Your turn.
show that's like it's like one of the biggest shows on Netflix right now. It was the most anticipated. There was a lot of controversy behind it because people didn't think it was cast properly based on the video games and or the books or whatever. But apparently everybody's tune has changed from what I've read. And we've only watched the first episode. I was actually slightly excited to see it. I know she was excited to see it, but for different reasons than I was. We're talking about the new Netflix series, The Witcher, starring Henry Cavill, Superman himself.
Yes.
And I was interested because I thought it looked cool. I like fantasy stuff. She was interested because she likes to watch Henry Cavill with his shirt off.
Well, no, and I like fantasy, sci-fi, witch hunter, demon hunter things. I like that stuff. Okay.
So, and I don't know a ton about it other than its existence of the source material kind of thing. I don't know
anything about it.
So, what did you think of the first
Superman's
episode?
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I liked the idea of a monster hunter who's also kind of isolated from society, but they need him, but they don't like him. So I thought it was interesting. And I like getting back to sort of monsters and people in costumes and makeup. I like that whole sort of thing, but that's me. I'm a very Buffy Monster of the Week type person.
You do look like a monster of the week.
I know, yeah.
Well, I found it horribly boring.
Aww.
I was looking forward to all the stuff with Cavill and that parts of the story I thought were great. Seeing the hunting the monsters and his interactions with the characters and the way they treat him and all that stuff, that I found to be an interesting story. All the rest of the crap that's going on, I found horribly boring. I couldn't even tell you. I was so bored and checked out in the first episode. I don't even know who the other characters are. To me, I have a big problem with things like Game of Thrones and those kind of shows where I enjoyed Game of Thrones, right? I watched it till the very end.
Too many people.
But yeah, you start and I know it's about the book, so this isn't me talking about, hey, they're messing up with the show. I know the books have tons of characters and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But when you have so many stories going on, unless you can be fully invested in every element of happening, you're going to get lost and not care. And because I didn't care about anything else in this show happening, I tried. I was like, oh, what is this going to happen?
You fell asleep at one point.
Yeah, I literally was bored.
I think it's all going to come together. That's what
I had someone tell me that said, oh, you got to stick with a few episodes. I have a trouble sticking with something for a few episodes because if I'm bored, I don't want to be bored again.
You had trouble sticking with that one movie I watched this week.
I'm not watching that movie. You finish it. You're going to talk about it this week on the show. But I may go back because the same thing happened with Game of Thrones. I watched the first episode like 3 times.
I know.
In different time periods before finally saying, okay, I got into those first few episodes. Oh, this show's really good.
Maybe it's just too many people.
And I don't know if it's the hype gets me because I'm one of those people that as soon as you start checking up the hype on something, it starts going down for me.
Yeah.
And then I try to mentally ignore. Everybody loves this. Let me watch it. Like same thing happened with Stranger Things. I love the first season of Stranger Things. That the second season was okay. I still haven't finished season 3.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh, we need more Stranger Things. I'm like, I still got to finish one. And I don't even think about it. Not because it's a bad show.
You're going to watch it.
Yeah, eventually.
Because you liked it.
I liked it, but it was like, it's going to be just all over the place. And The Witcher was one of those that outside of the Henry Cavill part of the story, I cared nothing about everything else. So I don't know if I'll watch it again.
There's another storyline with a girl that's trying to learn how to use her powers. And
no women can use swords.
Oh Lord, that was something else.
That
was that other.
If you don't know, there was this guy, and I would tell you his name and blast him out, but I don't know what it is. But he's some kind of I don't know if he's a podcaster or a radio guy or whatever it was. Anyway, he went on some rampage about The Witcher and how it lost him because no women could use a sword, and no woman could stand up to a man in a battle and win. And I'm like, I can introduce you to some.
I'd like Gina to go kick him.
So anyway,
so I'm gonna keep going. I'll let you know how it goes.
You can keep me playing. Sometimes that's what happens. Is like I've told her
that's happened with me too.
She's bailed on shows. I'm like, honey, you gotta stick with it. You'll love it at this point. And sometimes it's sometimes she's like, and vice versa. So we'll see what happens. Do you have another show before I tell you this other one we watched together?
This other one we watched together, season 8 of Last Man Standing, is now back on Fox. I don't know if this is the last one or not.
To my knowledge, I don't think it is.
Okay, good. I'm happy it's back. I like this show. I always have.
Yeah.
I'm a Tim Allen fan, though, so.
Well, and it's one of those things that's hard. We're two people that separate people's political views, sexual orientation views.
He may be a cray-cray. I have no idea.
And can watch something for what it is. But the show is very Republican focused. It always has been. Like, not the whole show, but just when he talks. He's that hardcore conservative, whatever. Is that the right thing for Republican? Yes. Okay. I don't keep up with them because I don't care about each of the parties. And then the same thing with like Roseanne, where she was very liberal and Trump supporter and this and that. So there's some people I know that, I can't watch that because of this and this. And he'll say things sometimes that made me laugh. And then I'm like, good Lord. But then I also look at that's the character in the show. Even though that's probably him in real life, that's the character in the show. And you got to move it on. I love the show too. I like the original girl better. That was the middle sister.
I do too. I don't really like this girl. I'm over her.
She does okay. The problem with is the other one we had her for so long. Had this girl been the starting one, which she probably would have been fine.
Yeah.
But we also had to change with the older sister too early in the show.
Yeah, but that happened so early, like in the first season, that we didn't really. Yeah.
But I also understand this.
Where's that other girl?
Well, when the show got canceled, I think she had gone off to do something else.
She ain't doing nothing. Come back.
And then they picked up the show, and to my knowledge, that's what happened. But the same thing is going with the younger girl now. She's kind of off the show.
Yeah, she's busy.
She's reoccurring instead of a star because between Booksmart and that other show she does and different things she's got happening, they were talking about how she's in demand and they want her on the show, but they can't fit it all on the schedule for her all the time.
Yeah.
So it worked out for her good to leave for college, and now she's in the first episode, but she's only going to be in a few episodes to my knowledge.
Yeah. That's too bad. Anyways, Last Man Standing, it's a fun little family show. I like that it's always been real.
Yeah.
There was the older daughter that got pregnant during high school, and the dad still brings it up. I mean,
and it's funny. And it's funny is in the new one, I'm going to tell you a spoiler because I don't care about this show. So if she gets pregnant in this first episode, or not, she didn't get pregnant in the episode. She announced her pregnancy. But there's again a joke about.
He's like, at least you're married this time.
Yeah, so it's like that reminds.
They're not over it.
But that reminds me of me because I constantly make those jabs at the kids about.
Really at.
Yeah, I jab about my own kids about stupid crap like that they did, and my dad does it to me. He still makes jokes about, like we're gonna be grandparents, by the way, and my son is older. Yeah, my son is older than I was when I got married the first time. So my dad, when we found out, my dad was like, he goes, "Hey, he beat you by however many years."
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, come on,
man.
Not
over it.
So
never get over it.
Anyway, so moving on. Last Man Standing is back. It came on last week with 2 brand new episodes. So since it's mid-season, I wouldn't be surprised if each week they do 2 episodes just to kind of get it cut up.
It's on Fox.
We did watch a brand new show that I've been looking forward to. Called Deputy, starring Stephen Dorff. I'm a huge Stephen Dorff fan. Not Dorff on golf.
I was gonna say Dorff.
That's Tim.
Goes fishing.
That's Tim Conway.
He's so funny, by the way. You should watch all those.
Yeah, those are funny.
They're dumb.
But no, Stephen Dorff is the coolest man on the planet.
He is really cool, right?
He's just one of those guys.
He's just so cool.
That
cool for the room.
He even did like a cigarette commercial. I remember you talking about that. Who is that guy that's doing the cigarette commercial? And he's just walking on the beach.
Yeah, I'm like, okay,
dude,
I see you.
The guy,
I see you.
He just oozes coolness, man. And I've been a fan of his since well before he did Blade. And,
I just remember him.
And but so I was excited to see him in a new show. Right, and he looks like a guy that could be a jerk in real life, but he might be the nicest guy ever. I don't know. He looks like he could be so cool that he might come off as a jerk. Yeah. But also be so cool that he's nice to everyone. So you never know. But anyway, the new show is called Deputy. You want to tell us what it's about?
It's about Stephen Dorff. He's part of the mounted police group or whatever. Mounted police.
I don't think they're mounted police.
That's what he said. He's part of that. Anyways, it doesn't matter. He's kind of the bad boy of the sheriff's department, and
he's the lone wolf McQueen.
The higher ups don't really like him, but through a strange turn of events.
The show starts with him kind of on a public trial thing with a board
reprimanded.
Reprimanded trial because of I guess he did something, but I don't know if did they specify really what he did.
Not really. He just didn't go by the book. Which you find out he's not a by the book kind of guy.
But he also talks about how he's never taken money. He doesn't betray things. It's about the law. He's never
shot anybody. He didn't have to. He's always tried to. I know what it was.
He never put a beating on somebody that didn't deserve it.
Yes, it was because he actually warned people in the neighborhood.
Oh, about the ice
was coming. Yeah, so because he's like, why are you trying to take innocent people away from their kids and families? Why don't you go after like the narco people?
Yeah, so it's got an instant like political thing
like
agenda
straight up
to
what's
the show.
Happening right now in our country.
And he gets in trouble for it, and then of course you could tell he's the rebel because he's like,
they don't
if you want my badge, come get it. And he leaves.
Don't like it.
And then it goes right into a big car chase and shootout.
Where he's chasing a narco guy.
Yeah.
Anyways, through a strange turn of events, this is not a spoiler, it's in the commercial.
Yeah, it's not part of the main story.
The sheriff has a heart attack and dies, and somehow he's next in the chain of command.
They said the longest tenured officer.
Yes,
and it's him. As he had no interest in being sheriff. He just likes being on the streets.
So he's suddenly sheriff. And so now the whole point of the show is him learning to be in an office. And he's like, I'm not going to sit in an office.
It's funny is the people that were reprimanding him now work for him. So the first thing he did, he's in the conversation. They swear him in right at a crime scene. He looks at the one guy that was being like a total tool at the beginning. He's like, you're fired. And the other guy's got to be nice to him.
It's hilarious.
So it's
a really good show.
It's kind of gritty, but still, you deal with his wife is like a doctor in the emergency room hospital, and looks like she's the higher up doctor apparently. And so there's their butting heads with the work element, dealing with operating on officers or operating on suspects, but also the home life, but then him dealing with this new promotion and then his kids and his cop life and his partner and his partner that I guess is dead that we don't know about, but his son is now grown up and he's now an officer, and the mom doesn't want him to be an officer. So there's all kinds of things happening.
There's a lot of drama. So I'm glad, but this is one where, as opposed to the other show you were saying there's too much happening, there's a lot happening in this, but it's all related to our central character immediately. Yes. We're following
I'm fine with
seeing the things happening.
Yeah, let's make that clear too. I'm fine with shows that have a lot of story and a lot of things happen, a lot of elements. But I want them to be focused.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't care about shows that I have to wait till the last 2 episodes to bring it together. Like even The Purge has like 3 or 4 stories happening, but they're separate stories. They're very clear on what is happening. They don't hire 3 actors that look exactly the same to play 3 different characters, so you get confusing. But you know what's happening, and then they kind of come together in a roundabout way while still being completely their own thing. I love anthologies. I love that kind of stuff. I just don't like you trying to convince me that I'm going to live in this world with. So I have enough of this in the real world that I don't remember these people out here. I'm not going to remember them on TV. I barely remember the people that I know.
You remember me, right?
Barely.
I know.
That's because you won't get out of the house. Anyways, moving on.
What else?
That was the last regular one I got. You may tell you some news then.
Yeah,
all right. So I didn't get any big news this week. Right before we went live, I saw the news article pop up that CW has pretty much renewed every single episode, every single show, including Nancy Drew, their new one, Flash,
love Nancy Drew.
Supergirl, Batwoman, Black Lightning, Legend of Tomorrow, Riverdale, all the Dynasty. I think they renewed pretty much everything. Supernatural's ending this season. Arrow's ending this season. They've already given a full 13-episode order to the Riverdale spinoff of whatever show that is going to be. So that was a big thing, as everybody got kind of renewed. I think next week is when we get all the new episodes kicking off to the final 2 episodes of the Infinite Crisis or Crisis on Infinite Earth storyline and get back to that show. Also, for fans of Lucifer, which is not me, I didn't like that show.
I never even tried to watch it, but I might.
It's on Netflix now because it was one of those that got canceled and then it moved to Netflix.
I see.
And so now it's got the final season. The character Lucifer actually crossed into the Infinite Earth because he's a DC character.
Oh.
And so they did a thing with Constantine and Lucifer. So he shows up and I was like, oh my God. But
with his little spell.
Then I never realized why I really couldn't get into that show until he showed up on the crossover, and I realized that guy just annoys the piss out of me.
Yeah, because he's all like
not his eyebrows, just him. Everything about him just annoyed me. Anyway, they did announce that Dennis Haysbert is going to play God in the final season of Lucifer. Dennis Haysbert is the guy that was the president of 24. He does the insurance commercials, the black gentleman.
Oh, he's so
with the deep
nice.
voice.
He's got a great voice.
He's going to be playing God in the final season
that
of Lucifer.
works for me. Love the voice.
Also, it's been rumored for a while. We've been wanting this for years, not necessarily you, but me. Ever since the movie came out years and years ago in the 80s, we've been wanting a sequel. It has kind of a cult status. It didn't do as good in the box office, which is why we never got a sequel. But the George Lucas / Ron Howard production of Willow, they've been talking about it a lot, starring Warwick Davis and Val Kilmer. George Lucas wrote it. Ron Howard directed it. I don't know if you know that. But it was officially posted. I think it was James Kasdan, who's, I think his dad, Lawrence Kasdan, or however you say his name. I think his dad is the one that directed or wrote one of the Star Wars movies, but they both worked on Solo. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He tweeted up that it looks like they officially opened the production office on the Willow TV series they're going to make for Disney Plus. So we're finally getting more Willow. So I'm hoping Warwick Davis has come back as Willow. I doubt Val Kilmer will come back as Mad Mardigan because he just couldn't at this point with his health. But hopefully he gets at least a little cameo of some sort or not, because Mad Mardigan is awesome. If you've never seen Willow, it is actually on Disney Plus right now, so you can check it out.
Wow.
And this last piece of news is specifically for you.
Oh, okay, I'm paying attention now.
You're gonna be stupid excited. It's a brand new TV series. I forgot to look up what network it's on, so we'll have to go find it.
Okay.
It's a show called Indebted.
Indebted.
And it stars Adam Pally,
okay.
who I find hilarious. Steven Weber, who I always have enjoyed.
Okay.
And the premise of the show is basically, before I tell you who else is in it, is about, I believe it's a guy and his wife. I'm assuming he's the son of these two parents that I think they lose everything and have to start over, so they have to come live with them or something, or they give them money. I don't know. It's something like that.
The parents have to come live
with the kids are having to take care of the parents now,
Okay.
or they need help now, so something like that. But I'm assuming she's playing the mother, but it is starring Fran Drescher.
I love Fran Drescher.
I know. That's why I wrote it down, because I know you love Fran Drescher, so I'm sure you're excited about that show.
I'm so excited.
So it's called Indebted. You can check it out. I don't know what network it's on, because I saw it. I'm like, oh God, I got to tell her about this.
I love
And I
Fran.
forgot to go back into the network because
Miss Fran Fine.
Anyway, I don't think she's gonna be doing her weird laugh in the show though.
But she has her voice.
The Lord of Cobol.
Who cares? I love Fran.
Anyway, so that's it for today then.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for watching this week's episode of TV Tuesday. Make sure you check out our website, HollywoodMatrimony.com. Thank you for watching us exclusively on YouTube. Make sure you like and share and all those things. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
We have a French Twitter account?
We do.
Oh, cool. Well, don't forget, we'll be back this Sunday for an all-new episode of Hollywood Matrimony Live. We got a whole bunch of movies to talk about this week, and then we'll circle back for an all-new episode of Martial Arts Movie Mondays. I don't know what we're talking about next week. If you joined me, if you missed yesterday's, we did an entire episode, or I did an entire episode about Chuck Norris's 1980s trilogy, Missing in Action, and some funny stories about General Yin or Colonel Yin and his fighting, and my best friend and me fighting like that. So you can go watch it. Also, we got some contests on our website. We're fixing to close down probably in the next week or so the contest for Maleficent 2, Mistress of Evil. We're giving away digital copies of that. We're also
Please say it right.
I do it on purpose to annoy you. We're also just posted a new contest giving away copy of Joker on 4K.
Yes.
So
that is so exciting. It's 4K, you guys.
It's 4K, you guys, but don't worry if you don't have 4K. It comes with a Blu-ray as well and a
stuff.
digital copy, so you have multiple ways to watch it. So if you haven't seen Joker or just love Joker, then dive into it. You can enter our contest. And I believe Logo is now dipping into figure out who won the Ip Man prize pack this week. So if you were one of the people that jumped in there and hit hashtag Ip Man the finale or at Ip Man Legacies or at Logo USA, posted your ticket stubs, posted a picture with the posters. If you haven't done it, you better do it now because they're fixing to pick the winners of the prize pack. And if you want that cool stuff, then it better be you.
All right.
So thank you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. The more subscribers we get, the more cool stuff you get. Hit the subscribe button in the little orb over here, whatever trailer's playing over here, and we'll see you next time for an all-new episode.
Bye.
Oh, an all-new episode of Hi or Bye?
Bye.
Well, I left it open for you. I said an all-new episode of
TV Tuesdays.
Lord.